Hey guys, welcome to this week's Random Ramble. The title of this week's video is Be Nice to Yourself. This comes off the back of a couple of conversations that I've had with some of you this week. And if you're watching this, you probably know who you are. I'm not going to share any names because it's not fair. But this is a topic that I'm really passionate about and something that I think a lot of people from this group can benefit from. Now, obviously, every single one of us are in this group because we want to make improvements, whether that's improvements to the way we look, the way we feel, our health, our fitness, or probably actually a mix of all of it. You know, it's very rarely just one thing that we're trying to work on. It's lots of things together. And that's amazing. It's brilliant that you've made those decisions to actually want to improve yourself. It's important that you do that. However, what's also important is that you are doing it for the right reasons. And more often than not, we approach these things from a point of view of we don't like who we are, so we want to improve on it, which instantly is putting you in a negative mindset. What we want to start trying to do is putting this from a point of view of we're already proud of the things that we've achieved. You know, we love who we are. We love our bodies for what they're capable of. We just want to push ourselves to the next level. We want to make further improvements so that we keep developing in life. So you put a positive spin on it. Now, this is really difficult to do because let's face it, the vast majority of the people in this group, me included, we are not naturally confident people. That's why we need that little bit of extra support. That's why you reached out to me as a PT to help you. That's why you interact with other people in this group to share your stories, because that little bit of support helps you work through this long journey. There are people out there who are naturally confident, who just have this ability to just do things on their own. For whatever reason, they're wired to just naturally believe in themselves. Fair play to them. That's not who we are, unfortunately. So we need to work on this ourselves, just as we need to work on improving our diet, improving our fitness. We also need to work on our confidence and our belief in ourselves. Now, I am a pretty good example of this because I am still one of those people who are quite often not very nice to myself. I've obviously, as you all know, I've lost a lot of weight. That's what brought me to this point. That's what brought me to becoming a personal trainer in the first place. But I still have days when I wake up and I walk past the mirror in the morning and I just don't like what I see. I start questioning whether I look good enough to be a personal trainer in the first place. I start looking at the fact that I don't have a perfectly chiseled six pack, whereas other PTs I see on Facebook have. I start to question why I've still got a little bit of fat around my belly, why I've got stretch marks from where I have lost all that weight. And I just beat myself up about it. And it's a really negative place to be in, and it's not a very healthy mindset. And I know a lot of you in here struggle with the same thing. So what I want to actually do is I want to share with you the technique that I use to instantly turn that around and start actually believing in myself, giving myself a little bit of a confidence boost and start feeling a little bit more positively about who I am. And it helps me just approach everything from a slightly different angle. So what I do is I actually spend a bit of time reminding myself of things that I've actually achieved in order to give myself an ego boost. So for me, I've deliberately kept all the Facebooks on photos on Facebook that I've been tagged in of when I was at my biggest, because what I do is I actually scroll back sort of 10 years, believe it or not, and look at some of those pictures from when I was my biggest and remind myself of how far I've actually come. I then do things like think about how awful my fitness level was back then. You know, I used to get out of breath just walking up a hill. There's no chance I could run. Yet now I've managed to run a marathon. I'm a personal trainer. I actually have a level of fitness that other people are aspiring to reach. You know, that's amazing. That's a huge ego boost for me. For you guys, you're at different stages in your journey. So rather than focusing on just the fitness and the weight loss side of things, look at other things in your life that you've achieved that you are proud of. And we've got a huge mix of different people in this group. We've got over 40 of you in here now, which is absolutely incredible. And you all come from completely different backgrounds, but every single one of you in here have got something or multiple things that you can be proud of. Some of you in here have raised children or are still raising children now. That is not an easy thing to do. That's incredibly difficult, but you're doing it. You're doing a fantastic job of it. Some of you in here have got degrees. Some of you in here have got PhDs. Some of you in here are graduating to become medical doctors. Some of you are nurses and do shift patterns that a lot of us couldn't even imagine doing. You know, you've passed exams, you've landed dream jobs, whatever it is, you guys have all got something in your past that you should be proud of achieving. And what you need to do sometimes is you actually need to take a little bit of time to remind yourself that you are actually already amazing. You've already accomplished things that are incredibly challenging. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily be able to do those things, but you've done it and you should be proud of that. The problem is you spend so much time focusing on the one thing that you're unhappy with, which may be your fitness level or your weight or the fact you don't like what you see in the mirror, that you end up beating yourself up and you start to lose belief in yourself. You start to lack in confidence. Whereas what you should be doing is you should be focusing on, I've already achieved all these amazing things in the past that have brought me to this point where I am in my life. The next big thing that I'm going to achieve is I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to improve my fitness, or I'm going to accomplish a particular fitness feat. If you start looking at it from that point of view of you're just taking the next step in a long journey of success, rather than I'm trying to make changes because I don't like who I am and because I'm negative about certain aspects of who I am, you're going to struggle if you're approaching it from that point of view. So what I urge every single one of you in this group to do, every single one of you who have those moments of doubts, who have the feeling of dislike for yourself, is stop focusing on the negatives, start focusing on the positives. Believe that you are capable of doing whatever you set your mind to, and you're going to give yourself a much better chance of progressing forward and putting in the hard work needed to actually get the results that you want to see. You've achieved massive things already. There is no doubt at all that you can achieve things such as losing weight and improving your fitness. So I hope that helps, guys. I hope that gives you a little bit of an understanding of how to give yourself a bit of a positivity boost and start to believe in yourself a little bit. As always, if you've got any questions or if there's anything specific you'd like me to talk about in the future, stick it in the comments and I'll see you all soon.